all got a problem, and it's Nigel Farage. Get over it. What? One person, and I've never...
Hello everyone, welcome back to Britain Politics. Guys, in today's video, LBC presenter Ben Kentish set out to criticise Nigel Farage over his decision to miss a local election count. But the conversation quickly took an unexpected turn when callers challenged the argument and pushed back hard, instead of the criticism going entirely Farage's way. The discussion exposed a much bigger divide over how the public views the political establishment. Watch this.
Thank you. I think, and normally I wouldn't say this, but I think Nigel was right not to go to the count last night. And the reason for that is from the very start of this by-election campaign, when it was started, there's been a deliberate attempt, from the other political parties, but also certain people in the media, to try to humiliate him from the start. And what they wanted, everybody knew he was going to win this seat, but to hold his seat. But what people, the haters wanted last night was for him to scrape over the line by maybe a couple of thousand votes, and then for him to be stood on the platform afterwards with Count Bimface, Fred Flintstone and all the other joke candidates that were standing last night, with them all baying and shouting at him. And they just wanted total humiliation from the start. And what they've ended up getting is an increased vote share, and he actually gained, I think, about 1,000 extra votes.
Yep. So
at the end of the day, the plan didn't work. If I was a voter from another political party, I'd be asking, why your party's not fielding candidates? You're supposed to be serious, credible political parties, and almost one by one, they just decided not to field candidates. And I actually think that's really poor.
do you think they come out of this looking worse than Nigel Farage and Reform do then, Martin?
In some cases, yes. We keep hearing about this Kemi bounce with the Tories, which, the only people that seem to be talking about this seems to be Conservative supporters in the media, because if you look at the results, every by-election in England since the general election, the Tories have lost their deposit. They came behind Restore Britain in Manchester a couple of weeks ago. So, we hear about this Kemi bounce. Well, why not put it to the test? We always hear that Nigel's never in Clacton. He doesn't care about Clacton. Well, the people of Clacton clearly feel very differently.
Yes, they have given him a kind of resounding mandate to continue as their MP. Absolutely, Martin, I get completely why he and his team would be worried about the optics of him standing on a stage, trumpeting a historic success when he's surrounded by people dressed as all sorts of things, including dustbins. It's not a good look. I get why they would have wanted to stay away. Do you buy that the security risk was real, or do you think they're using that as an excuse?
That I don't know. Only the Reform Party and Essex Police will know about that. It should be said, if you look online right now, there are some suggestions that there was a masked mob about half a mile away. But who knows? That could have been for something else. God only knows these days. You're not safe anywhere, are you? So that could be completely unlinked. But so certainly when it comes to humiliating him, that there has been a deliberate attempt to do that from the start. And, admittedly, I do like Nigel Farage, but I've also been critical. I've come on LBC and I've criticised him when he's said or done something stupid in the past. So I'm not just completely one-eyed about this. But, most people can see that from the very start of this by-election, the intention has been to try to humiliate as much as possible.
Thank you, Martin. Good to have you on the programme. Martin in Rotherhithe.
Martin wasn't the only caller to challenge the narrative. When Eileen came on the line, she directly confronted the host over what she described as LBC's relentless and overwhelmingly negative coverage of Nigel Farage. The exchange put Ben Kentish under serious pressure as he attempted to justify the station's approach. Watch how he responds.
Eileen's in Moncton this afternoon. Afternoon, Eileen.
Ben.
Hi.
Hello there. Now, the thing is, there's you, there's Nick Ferrari, there's James O'Brien, there's Sheila Fogarty, and that Tom Strawberry fella. You've all got a problem, and it's Nigel Farage. Get over it. One person, and I've never... you've ganged up on him. Can't you see that? You're giving him all the publicity he needs. In fact, he's looking an angel compared with the five of you. It's you're the bully boys of the playground.
You think we're bullying Nigel Farage, do you, Eileen?
Well, what are you doing?
Well,
what are you doing?
I would say we're asking...
It's criticism after criticism after criticism.
We're asking questions. We're scrutinising politicians in the same way as we do with Andy Burnham and Kemi Badenoch and all the rest of them. Why should Nigel Farage be unique in being beyond scrutiny?
Goodness knows, but all five of you seem to think he is. Because, quite frankly, I've never heard... You could be an almost baying mob, the five of you.
Eileen, for asking questions, we're a baying mob. Why does Farage? Why should he not get accountability and scrutiny and questions asked of him in the same way as all other senior politicians do?
No. Every programme I've listened on LBC, Nigel Farage has come up. You haven't attacked anyone
that's because
else
he's just won a
in quite
by-election.
the same way. You really haven't. And if he didn't appear, I don't blame him at all. I think it was a very wise move. Would you stand on a stage with someone dressed as a bin? I wouldn't.
So do you think the security explanation is just an excuse then, Eileen? If you think he stayed away and was right to stay away because it looks humiliating, as he himself admitted it did earlier today, then what about the security aspect of all this?
I think he's got quite good reasons for security for what's happened to other people. I mean, it only takes one man and it's all gone wrong. Look what's happened this year to politicians. No, I don't think anyone can criticise him for that. I really don't.
When Richard Tice says it's outrageous for people to even question whether there was a security risk and how serious it was and so on, do you agree with that, Eileen, that if they say there's a security risk and they say that's why he didn't go, then the rest of us should just accept that at face value and stop questioning it?
I think, quite frankly, you should give him a rest altogether.
What, stop talking about it?
That's right.
Why?
That's right.
Why on earth should the media stop talking about the man who is some of the bookies' favourite to be our next Prime Minister? It's our job, Eileen. It's our job to question these people and scrutinise them.
Quite frankly, it seems as if you almost envy him. All right, he got 5 million. Wouldn't everyone like a Ferrari? But they're very ostentatious. The five of you, I don't suppose anyone of you would have refused it and say, oh, no, I couldn't take 5 million. I'd go abroad, wouldn't you?
Well, it depends who was offering me. I've never been in a situation, Eileen, I must say, I don't think I ever will be, where one of my mates calls me up and says, do you want 5 million quid?
No.
But if I was, I think I would say, well, hold on, what's it for? Why are you giving me this? What's expected of me? Do I need to declare it and so on before I agreed to take it?
No, I'd take it. I'd up abroad.
Well, no questions asked?
No questions asked.
No, that's fine, but you don't want to be the next Prime... Or you might do, but as far as I know, you don't want to be the next Prime Minister. So the standards are slightly different, aren't they, of our elected officials and our senior politicians?
The thing is, I do think, quite frankly, you've given the chap a rough ride.
All right, Eileen, lovely to talk to you. Thank you very much indeed for getting in touch, Eileen.
It highlights what many viewers see as a clear media double standard. Critics argue that liberal broadcasters devote huge amounts of attention to Nigel Farage, often framing him in a relentlessly negative way, before insisting that they are simply scrutinising a politician. But when ordinary voters challenge that approach live on air, the explanation does not always convince them. For those callers, the issue is no longer just about Farage, it is about whether broadcasters are being consistent in how they hold politicians to account.